Are we seeing the beginning of confiscation of weapons in New York State? Buffalo area man surrendered 7 firearms, empty magazines, his pistol permit to Amherst police last week. The move in response to a letter the guy received from the Erie County Clerk's office said he'd been flagged under the mental hygiene provision of the New York State SAFE Act. Guy apparently was on anti-anxiety medication for a while to get over a fear of going to the doctor for shots and other procedures. We're joined by legal analyst Chaz Farcher from Martin, Harding, and Mazzati. Chaz, good morning.
Good morning, Chuck. Good morning, Kelly.
Hey,
Good morning.
so what do you make of this case? I mean, I know it's still there's still some vagaries. There are a lot of blanks to be filled in, but on the face value of it, boy, there seem to be a lot of privacy issues going on here.
Well, if it is what it seems to be, it's awfully scary, I'll tell you that much.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, if there really are gun permits being taken on the basis of anti-anxiety medicines and psychotropic drugs, going to be a lot more permits looking to be taken away down the road.
But my question now is, how did they get this information if he's not on the medication now and he's seemingly living a normal life? He's got no criminal background, no predisposition to violence. I mean, what criteria are they using?
It's a great question, and I don't even know that, whoever this person is, because they're unidentified at this point, I don't even know that his own attorney knows that information at this point. What the SAFE Act requires, Kelly, and, something that I've kind of been waiting to see how it will play out, is that mental health professionals who are treating patients who, what the law requires is that they report those people who appear to be an immediate threat to themselves or to others. They have to report that information to the Director of Community Services, who then reviews that report, and if it appears to be a credible threat to that particular person or others, then they submit that report to the Department of Criminal Justice Services, who also runs a cross-reference check to see if that person is a gun permit holder, and if they are, then they contact the state police or contact the local authorities to either revoke or suspend that permit. So my guess is if the information's coming, it's got to come from one of his mental health or one of his physicians that he's been seeing, even though I think there's a denial of that out there right now.
So if you are a gun owner and you go seek some mental health services for whether it's mild depression or whatever the issue is, are you obligated to tell them that you're also a gun owner? Do you have to disclose that information?
No, I don't think you do. And in fact, when mental health professionals under the SAFE Act are required to report if they believe one of their patients are a threat to themselves or others, they don't know necessarily if that patient is a gun owner, and that's the purpose of reporting it to the Director of Community Services, who reports it to TCGS to run that check to see if the person is a gun owner, because most patients may not report that they do have firearms.
Yeah, and I wonder, I guess you wouldn't be considered an immediate threat or an imminent threat, would you, just by the very nature that you're on some sort of psychotropic drug?
I would certainly hope not. Otherwise, like I said, that's a very wide net. I would hope it's more than that, and the way the law is written, it's a doctor or a physician has to examine that patient and then make that judgment in their professional opinion. And I would hope that their professional opinion would constitute more than just prescribing Xanax or some anti-anxiety medicine.
Well, certainly we'll find out more when the legal paperwork is filed and we get some more, the identities and the drugs involved, and we'll get you back on again to have you break that down when that happens, and it shouldn't be too long. We're going to hold you through the break and then talk about a very interesting case involving a Hooters girl who is suing the restaurant chain after she had brain surgery. So we're going to talk to Chaz Farcher from Martin, Harding, and Mazzati about that. Very interesting issues involved in that one in about 3 minutes.